My question to you is, do you think the defense will be able in any way to withstand the onslaught of this prosecution? Because it seems to me it's the right charge. They're, as Judge Seidlin said a few minutes ago, they're throwing nails in his coffin all over the place.
No, it's not the right charge, number one.
Oh, not the right charge?
No. This is undercharged.
Yeah.
This should have been charged as a murder one. It's very confusing, but murder one requires intent to commit the act, not to kill. For instance, Dr. Drew, if I took a gun and held it to your head and pulled the trigger and then went, oh, I didn't mean to kill you, I only meant to scare you. It doesn't matter under the law. The law presumes you intend the natural consequences of your act. If you throw down a piece of china, the law believes you meant to break it. So, by holding a gun to your head and pulling the trigger, the law assumes I mean to kill you. Shooting Jackson up in the arm with surgical anesthetic, superpowered propofol, and leaving him in a bed surrounded by his own urine while the doctor goes in another room to chat up his mistress on the phone, then runs back in and goes, ah, he's dead. Hey, he actually said, anybody know CPR? He should go to jail for that alone. But the jury should have a choice, murder one, voluntary, involuntary. That should have been up to a jury.
So they should have been 3 charges for them to decide amongst.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. So they undercharged him. But do you think maybe Casey Anthony is the reason they undercharged him? Because
no, he was charged before the Casey Anthony trial
is that right?
Went to fruition.
Because people keep talking about the Casey Anthony effect now, that people are so fearful of letting somebody guilty go free.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Look at the timeline. The charge in the Jackson case occurred before the not guilty in the Top Mom trial. So there's absolutely no correlation.
Have you something I've dealt with a lot in this town is physicians getting sort of dazzled by celebrities and it impairing their judgment. Is that something you've come across or had to deal with?
Yes, I have, especially in California. But it happens everywhere. Wherever there are stars, even D-list celebrities, doctors, lawyers, everyone around them buys into whatever they want. But that's why you have your oath as a doctor, to not be blinded by money, by fame, by celebrity.
I understand that, but in spite of that, though, and it's funny, I did an interview with another doctor earlier today, and I've had this come up multiple times talking about Michael Jackson, physicians saying the following thing: oh yes, I did X, Y, and Z procedure on Michael, and then we became good friends. To me, that strikes my ear as so profoundly unethical that it borders on illegal, that I have a dual relationship with the patient. I'm his doctor and I'm his friend. You got to be one or the other, right?
Well, I think that, you see it from your point of view, but I see it strictly as a lawyer, as a trial lawyer. And I think that the defense attempt to blame another doctor, Dr. Klein, who was Michael Jackson's dermatologist for about 20 years, they're trying to say that Dr. Klein got Jackson hooked on Demerol. Well, Demerol is not what killed Jackson, and this is not a civil case. We are not looking at what happened in the past. We are looking at what happened the day Michael Jackson died.
Well, it seems like they're trying to put Michael Jackson on trial.
They are, which I disagree with, blaming the victim. Now listen, I was right there covering the child molestation charges against Michael Jackson, and I, for one, believed some of the boy victims. But that's not the issue here. Michael Jackson should not be treated any differently than any other murder victim, because if we don't get justice for Jackson, who's going to be there to stand up for you or me when it's our time, when we need justice?
I agree. To me, it drives me insane that they want to, because somebody does or does not have addiction, that they're therefore guilty or they're on trial. Addicts need more help from the medical community. They don't need to be held accountable.
It makes it worse, Dr. Drew. What Conrad Murray did, it's worse because he knew Jackson was a junkie.